criminal unless they brought about the pain, the equivalent of severe impairment of bodily functions or prolonged mental illness. So unless Ms. Novak intends to indict the Secretary of Defense, don't attempt it.
Executive orders have the force of law. Your Honor, the question of legality in Iraq is irrelevant. Now, Dr. Sutton conceived of her interrogation method in New York. She was hired by Helios in New York. And after traveling to Iraq, she returned to New York while still in the employ of Helios. It's continuous jurisdiction. I'll take it under advisement.
Flavored dip.
It is amazing how well you handle those steps.
Excuse me?
Yeah, on that high horse you're riding.
You read the papers? Support for the U.S. presence in Iraq dropped 50% after the Abu Ghraib pictures went public.
So tell me, what would you do if you had 5 minutes to stop a suicide bomber from killing 20 Marines? Or 10 innocent civilians? Or one little girl?
Who's this?
Elizabeth Ross. Elizabeth was buried alive in a construction pit in Brooklyn back when I was a cop. We had a suspect. I knew in my gut the guy did it. But we went at him 48 hours. Couldn't break him. So I told my partner to leave. Broke the bastard's arm in 3 places. He confessed. When we found Elizabeth, she was dehydrated, she barely had a pulse.
I'm trying to steal.
She was alive.
It's different. It's definitely different.
That how you got bounced off the floor?
It's like different.
His confession was thrown out. The guy walked.
It's different.
But Elizabeth's going to law school now. Wants to be prosecutor. You tell me the ends don't justify the means? What if you were wrong? I was.
It's just different. Oh my God, that was really different. I can taste your bourbon.
Preston brought your continuous jurisdiction argument. Guess we'll be continuing this discussion in court.
I just tasted the bourbon in a couple of them back.
They made me take my clothes off. Then
Okay. Jump.
It's okay, go on. Every hour they would.
I might just sit on my phone because I got the Wi-Fi and I'm connected to that person's Wi-Fi. I pressed it up. I'm in my kitchen here, just across the creek a little bit. And here's my phone.
Dr. Warner, can you tell us how Harun Abbas died? From a hypothermically induced cardiac arrhythmia secondary to heart disease. Have you reviewed Mr. Abbas's medical records? I have. Did Mr. Abbas have a history of heart disease prior to his detention? No, he did not. Thank you, Dr.
Hey,
Warner.
this is really sucky.
Dr. Warner, can you say
Okay.
definitively that my client's interrogation practices caused Mr. Abbas's death?
Harun Abbas's heart condition and death were consistent with the kind of stress-induced heart
A
disease.
simple yes or no, please.
I think a physician might expect Dr. Sutton's interrogation methods to lead to death.
Dr. Warner, can you say definitively that Dr. Sutton's interrogation practices caused Harun Abbas's death? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you. Nothing further.
To be honest, I don't like it. But I won't be dipping it. Alright, I'm turning it back as long as quick as I can. I hate it. I hate it.
Hershey's Drops. Perfectly bite-sized drops of rich and creamy chocolate happiness. When
Thank
chocolate
you.
is Hershey's, life
I
is Hershey's.
really don't like it. I say this okay, but I really don't like this.
Dad, how did you get here? Look, you probably want to get away as much as we do. With Priceline
Maybe
Express
it
deals,
is.
you can get a fabulous hotel without bidding.
Think of the rules.
Don't touch.
Who was that?
Really?
What she want?
Exactly as I planned.
Really?
The salt was out of the well.
It is.
Now your most dazzling accessory can be your smile. New
Bye.
optic light tool action shines